We are going for a bullseye tomorrow night in the dart final at Northam. Hello and welcome to the Wednesday preview. You're joined by me, James Broadhurst, and I'm alongside Troy Iwanak. How are you, Troy?
Yeah, very well, very well. Looking forward to the weekend's racing.
Yep.
And no doubt heading into next week with a big Melbourne Cup carnival for the horses, but also a big carnival starting up over in the east for the dogs as well.
Certainly do. Before we get into what's ahead, Troy, let's go back to the weekend that we had the Group 2 All-Stars Sprint. Look, I'm not going to say there was controversy around this, but there was a bit of commentary around the result for this race. Let's go back and have a look at the concluding stages and then we can discuss it.
Danger as Emerald Guard sticks to the inside. Molfetta Cruz, Emerald Guard's coming. Molfetta Cruz, Emerald Guard, head bobber. Oh, that's nearly a dead heat.
What a finish that was. Molfetta Cruz getting up and getting the trophy. Two-time group race winner now, Troy. But you were amongst a lot of the people that thought the result had gone the other way. Emerald Guard getting up on that occasion.
Yeah, look, know that angle quite well, and I've got to be honest, I watched that race live. Saw the finish straight away, and before I saw the numbers came up, I had put my phone away thinking Emerald Guard's won. You know, congratulations to them. Good run, big run. We spoke about that dog in Tipton last week. Fantastic. Picked up my phone a bit later and saw Molfetta Cruz had won. I was like, wow. So even for me, who watches a lot of Mandurah racing, it caught me off guard, that angle. And I know better to favour the outside in some finishes.
Well, to explain to people that may not be aware, obviously the camera angle at the Mandurah track, the video camera angle is not dead on. So say you've got the finish line here, dog's going this way, the camera angle's there, so you are getting an angle on it. And I think there's a couple of reasons why this one got attention. Obviously, being a group race, a lot more interest in it, but we saw the dog on the inside with the momentum, which is often not the case. Often it's the other way around. And plus, Molfetta Cruz was somewhat up off the track, so that increased that angle there. Have a look at the photo finish here and you'll see it's very tight, right? And a stride after the finish line, Emerald Guard is in front because that dog was coming home with momentum. But as we can see from that photo finish, Molfetta Cruz just holding on. The photo finish, by the way, Troy, a judge and the senior steward on the night reviewing that. So,
no question about that. I mean, I got no doubt all above board, and I've seen the photo finish and satisfies my curiosity about the race. I think what people need to realise is what you're seeing on camera, like you've just mentioned, is not always where the photo finish line is.
It's not dead on the finish.
Sometimes at different tracks, and this is at tracks all around Australia, the photo position is normally dead on, but the video vision is in the best position for where it can be done for the venue. So sometimes can catch us off guard. One, to know for future if we're looking at photo finishes, but
I can see how it happened, and you know, there's a perception of it, but the main thing to remember is the race vision is not dead on the finish line.
And like I said, we've seen the photo finish. You can clearly see a margin between the two.
Well, it's tight.
It's tight, but there's a margin. And like I said, I am someone who watches a lot of racing in WA and all around Australia, know the angle well, and even I got caught off guard with that one, thinking the red had won. Look,
to be honest, either dog would have been a worthy winner. Molfetta Cruz, as it was, the one that got up and running. Heartbreak, obviously, for Morgan Turner and
we spoke about Molfetta Cruz last week, and the question was raised, how's he going? Is he going well? And I said, look, he got run down by a very good dog last week in Emerald Guard. This week it looked like a similar finish, but he's managed to hold on and kick up and just do enough to hold on with that nose in the finish. So clearly both greyhounds in very good form and panned out that way in the finish.
And guess what? They clash again this Saturday night in the free-to-all down there at Mandurah. But got to mention, Molfetta Cruz, what a run this has been. 14 races he's won at Mandurah now. And obviously Emerald Guard mentioned Morgan Turner, kennel on the up. There's more success for him, so hopefully, you know, he will move on from that.
Absolutely. And look, the greyhound was a huge run. Emerald Guard was a fantastic run. We spoke about this greyhound coming into form at the right time. He was peaking. He had 2/3 and then a win. He drew the red again. Perfect box for him. Got the right run. Molfetta Cruz, though, question for you off the top of my head. Is he the new Prince of Mandurah, because
got to be the king. He's
he
won the Mandurah Cup and now the All-Star Sprint down there. He's leading the track star by a long way with the number of wins he's amassed. Yeah, King of Mandurah.
King of Mandurah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Molfetta
Cruise.
and Mandurah sister cities now. Molfetta's a city or a region maybe in Italy. Anyway, don't know. Let's move on. Troy to the...
That went down a path I wasn't expecting.
To the dart tomorrow night at Northam. Yes, we're looking at a Northam race and having a look at the field right now. And the big question here is, can they catch Rex Hunter? He's now won 4 in a row. Even more remarkable, Troy, he's had a podium finish in each of his past 18 starts. He's had 12 wins over that period. That's a sequence extending back to March. Gets box 1, if you don't mind. The same draw, he clocked his PB of 16.92, 3 starts back. The other heat winners in this one, Paddup Declan and Cambosis Jr. are drawn wide. Probably going to find it tough out there. Is this just set up for Rex Hunter here?
Yeah, look... my review of the race, Rex Hunter, perfectly drawn, just needs to be gone cleanly.
Yep.
And if he does that, very hard to beat. Simplicity, got to jump. I don't think the draw's terrible, but does need to come out cleanly. Could make an interesting race if it does. Paddup Declan, great run last week, but does need... I think the box draw's going to make it a bit tough, but if it did happen to come out running, you'd be interested to see that as a punter for the value you might get. But I think Rex Hunter... jumps, yibbity-yibbita. That's all, folks. For those who know the Rex Hunt fishing show back in the day. Game, set, match.
Hot take from the mid-90s there from Troy.
Grew up watching Rex Hunt.
Here's another one. It is the dart, if you remember the Go-Go Mobile ad. It is the dart. That's a Northam.
No, not the
They always think it's the dart. Well, it is the dart. Tomorrow night.
G-O-G-G-O.
Let's swing our attention now to Friday, Troy. In particular, the 400-metre free-to-all, and in particular... Curious Georgia. This dog has now won 3 in a row, including last Friday night. Let's go back and have a look at that run. And from box 1, Curious Georgia uses her early speed to bounce out to the front, and she puts this one away before they hit the turn.
Artisan Artist, Spider Venom went forward, and then Nova Girl, but this is over. Curious Georgia with a first section of 6:17 has a huge lead and wins it by 5.
So Curious Georgia is now 6 of 7 over the 400-metre trip. Look, a little bit tricky perhaps from the Lemon, box 5 in this one, with a proven performer, Al Benson, on her inside. A couple other nice dogs in this one. Apache Havoc, wow, he's really shown up in the past fortnight, hasn't he? Got plenty of early speed, and of course following on from his victory in the Great Western last week. Then we've got Sunset Pepe dropping back to the 400-metre journey. First one since the start of August. Actually has a pretty good record over the 400, and another one, Rare Speed, could potentially be a smoky from this one. But Curious George, does this box put you off her a little bit in this one or not?
I want to say probably the toughest test for this greyhound now. Yep. And this is by no easy means an easy race for it. Al Benson, we know this greyhound's been running super of late. It's going well. You've mentioned Pepe. We know when he gets it right, he's a very fast animal as well.
Yeah, a bit of a wild card in this race, actually, I think, Pepe.
Yeah, he could be. And Apache Havoc, this greyhound, the last 2 weeks has just been sensational. It's just come out running beautifully and has done everything it needs to do in good races too. So one that I'm not willing to say Curious Georgia get on. This will be a bit of a watch for me in such a tough race. If you get some value, sure, have a play. If you like something in this race, because I really think even Rare Speed off the 8, if there's trouble with these inside greyhounds, it could be the one getting in the run around. So I really think this is an open race. I think it's a tough race. I think it's going to be a real test for a couple of these greyhounds because they're going to match motors. Yep. But if I'm pushed to pick between these field, I'd probably be leaning towards Curious Georgia and Apache Havoc. Apache Havoc on recent form for mine is going very nicely.
Well, both dogs with that early speed. It's a big asset.
Yeah, only because I think with Benson on the inside of Georgia, when it gets the run right early, it's got good pace. It could be holding up a little bit. And Pepe, we know, can begin as well. I just think Havoc, if he gets left alone, could be the one getting the cleaner run. But really, this is such an open, tough race, so I'm not willing to put a solid, confident tip on the
No,
line.
no, fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, I can't disagree. Although I am just with the exceptional early pace that she's got. Curious Georgia probably can win from anywhere, can't she?
Probably can.
Yeah.
I said it's such a tough race. I just think this is going to be the toughest test.
Yeah.
If she comes out and wins this, and takes them on and wins in a free-for-all company over 400 against these dogs, then yeah, I think she's definitely one we need to be seriously watching.
All right, that is the 400 metre free trial at Mandurah on Friday night. If you're wondering what's happening at Cannington, Troy, obviously Cannington's been offline for the past few months with track renovations happening. Well,
When are we back, James? When are we back?
well, I don't have a specific announcement.
All
We'll probably know more next week, but I can tell you a handover is imminent. So handover from the work to the club. Of course, once that happens, there's several weeks of testing and then trialling before a race meeting actually occurs.
All the welfare and integrity process that we've got to go through.
So still a few weeks off, but the handover from the actual work is very close, within days, I would suggest. So movement is certainly happening there. But as part of that, Troy, the Young Stars Classic was originally scheduled to be at Cannington. Well, with racing potentially not likely to happen in time at Cannington, that has been moved now down to Mandurah. So heats of the Young Stars Classic now on the 15th of November with a final on the 22nd. That will be the Friday night, not the Saturday. So change is scheduled for the Group 3 Young Stars Classic.
Now, I mentioned earlier Melbourne Cup, big week coming, and we spoke the other week about, you and I were down there last year at the Mandurah Circuit.
Hopefully we get an invite back. We didn't.
Did you get us tickets?
Well,
I'm relying on you to your inside knowledge.
We're going to need them because that event, Troy, very close, like very, very close to selling out. It is like within a table
Better make your
or
phone
two.
call
I
soon
know.
then and get us tickets.
Well, as soon as we're finished this, I'm on the phone. Of course, Tuesday, the 5th of November, first Tuesday in November, down at Mandurah, our famous Melbourne Cup function. As mentioned, very limited spots available. Only $70 per person, full buffet, glass of champagne on arrival, best dressed, prizes, giveaways. It's all happening down there. It's a great day. If you're not booked now, get in real quick because it does go fast. Speaking of Mandurah, Troy, we're racing down there tonight. 13 races. First at 6:47. You got a best bet for me?
Yeah, look, it's going to go race 11, number 1, Chasing Sunset. I think this greyhound's very well suited, but too short for my liking tonight. So I've looked elsewhere. I've come up with race 4, number 6, Kaiser Spirit. This greyhound had some time off, done a few trials, did break 30 at Cannington running 29.99 when it was young. Early starts.
Yep.
Ran 27.55 in a satisfactory trial recently. For mine, that's good enough to go very close in this race. Getting about $3 or $4, I think, when I looked at the market earlier. So that's where I'm heading. Kaiser Spirit, race 4, number 6. Risky, but I'm willing to take it at $3 or $4.
Race 4, you say?
I say.
Interesting, because I'm also going towards race 4. I'm going for the dog jumping out of box 1 here. Our girl Jess, been a runner-up 3 times in a row since she stepped up to the 488-metre journey. Is a breakthrough imminent, Troy? We will find out tonight, hopefully. She gets box 1, that helps her cause. She's okay at the start. She's good enough to be up on the pace, so the draw is certainly going to help her in that quest, but really her asset is her back end of the race power, and I expect her to be coming home very strongly. She's been going out at each way odds. I'm hoping that we get that with her tonight, because I'd want to be playing her each way. Race 4, number 1, our girl Jess.
I was just going to say, we're going head to
We
head,
are.
but for punters who don't like our tip, we've just narrowed the field down by 2 dogs.
We have, yeah.
Back the other 6 and you might get some value.
We have just wiped out 2 that you don't have to worry about. Anyway, hopefully our girl, but we're both saying we
think they're value bets.
Value
we are
bets
thinking
each
they're value
way.
bets.
So,
I honestly think Kaiser Spirit is risky because it's first run back, but you're betting on the idea you're going to get some value on that risk.
All right, let's see how we go tonight at Mandurah. That is it for the Wednesday preview. Hopefully you can get down to the track. But either way, we'll catch you next week on the show.